Hello folks and welcome back to another rebuild. We are going to go over to Scotland, and as you can see we are going to have a go at Celtic. Celtic don't pretty much need a rebuild. They are very dominant in the Scottish Premiership and the domestic trophies. However, they are a little bit light on the European front. Their only win coming in 1967 with a 2-1 victory over Inter Milan, and that's quite a long time ago. And as you can see, currently in the league they are sitting 2 points behind Rangers, who I thought Celtic started off really well this season, and all of a sudden they've fallen behind a little bit. So that's something we have to remedy, but league and domestic trophies are a must regardless. But we are going to be concentrating mainly on the European front over the next 5 seasons. Having enjoyed the greatest era in the 2010s, the boys are undoubtedly one of the most successful clubs in Scotland, boasting a proud total of 146 competition wins. The highlight being the UEFA Champions League in 1967 and finishing runners-up once as well. They also finished runners-up in the Europa League in 2003 and winning the Scottish top flight 53 times and 32-time runners-up. The favoured formation, of which I kind of like as well now, I've kind of turned a corner for this formation with 2 DMs. They have got Kyogo, O'Reilly, Dazen, Abada, McGregor, Iwata, Johnston, Lagerbilk, Carter Vickers, Taylor and Hart. Joe Hart, I think he's retiring very shortly as well, actually. Maybe after the season, I don't know. There's a lot of loan obligations as well, with a lot of them going out on loan. They don't want to sign anybody over the age of 28. Okay, that kind of helps. It gives us a wide variety then. Normally it's under the age of 23, but that gives us a fair bit of wiggle room. Sign players to sell for profit, sign young players to develop for profit and work within the budget, win the Premier League, reach the Champions League proper, that's what they want us to do, win the Scottish Cup, win the Viaplay Cup as well. So they're all pretty much gimmies on the domestic front. The supporters, however, want us to win the league, be the best team in Scotland and also finish above Rangers as well. So first off, let's have a look at the finances. £83 million in the bank, but they're only giving us £2.5 million. That's probably why they got so much in the bank. A little bit of wiggle room in the wages as well. No debts, that's always a good sign. Staffing wise, I don't think we need to look there at all. Probably need to get a few more scouts, that's about it. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at the B team and the under 18s first, see if there's anybody that we can just roll straight into the first team before we have a look at them. And there's quite a few players here actually. Marco Tilio, attacking left winger, can play cam as well. Looks pretty decent actually, good first touch on him, wow. He's reasonably quick also, got some potential. When he comes back, we can slot him into the first team with ease. And one player with high potential, Vata. First touch, finishing, dribbling, looks really nice. And physicals, they're not too bad. He's got good determination with the great off the ball also. He's driven and his media description is a winger. Let's have a look at the under 18, see if there's anything to shout about. Daniel Kelly, 17 years old, cam player on midfield. He looks pretty decent as well. Determination, fitness stands out quite a bit as well. He's got good balance on him. Passing, technique is worth £7.5 million. So let's have a look at our actual squad then. We'll go by, let's have a look, see how many older players that we have got. We've got a fair bit actually. Callum McGregor, Sigrist, Bain, James Forrest, James McCarthy and Joe Hart, who's now 36. So we will be looking to replace him at some point, although we have got 31-year-old Benji. Have we got any other goalkeepers? No, we haven't. Other than that, one player at 28, the rest are 26 and under, which isn't too bad at all. So looking at our better players then, Callum McGregor though, DM or midfield. We're obviously going to be playing 2 DMs, I think. But 30 years old, looks pretty good. £22 million. If an offer comes in, then obviously we may have to take it if we're going to bolster our team of younger players. Carter Vickers, 25 years old, centre-back. Definitely a player we can work our team around and hopefully be here for the full duration. Johnston, 24 years old, right back, wing back. Rio Hatate, midfielder. Can play cam. Not bad going at all, actually. Furunahashi, 28-year-old striker. Wow, okay. Mentals look really nice. Pace, acceleration. Can he play out on the wings? He sure can. With that pace, maybe crossing, possibly, I don't know. But 13 finishing. As long as he can get himself into that position, then great. Composure, what's his composure like? Composure's at 12. Okay, all right. Dazen Mieda, 25 years old. Another striker again. Wow, look at him. Pace, acceleration. Again, finishing's not brilliant, but it's an option that we can go. And he probably can play it out on the wing as well. With good dribbling, but not great crossing though. Matt O'Reilly, cam player. Definitely have him there. I think I've used him in a few other rebuilds as well, and he's come good actually. Bernardo, great potential. He's out on loan, 21 years old. Again, we're not using midfielders, so maybe it might have to be an option later on down the line when he comes back. Another one, Abada, 21-year-old winger. Can play striker as well. Good finishing. Okay, I think we definitely got some wingers there, that's for sure. Odin Thiago Home, 20 years old. I mean, some of these players look really good, actually. We're overrun by midfielders, actually, to be fair. Can anybody actually fit into a DM role? We may have to push the DMs into midfield. Maybe that's the way we're going to have to go. But again, a lot of potential as well in this one. 20 years old. Okay, let's figure out a formation. See if we can fit some of these players in. See where we're missing a few players. And some of these players, dependent of where they play, we may have to let some of them go if we can. Bring some money in and bring them extra players that we need. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent side at the moment. Right then, just a couple of players that we've managed to offload. Striker Kyogo Furuhashi, he's gone to Brentford for £10.5 million. 28 years old, and we've got quite a lot of youngsters in the side anyway that I would like to use. And plus, we did manage to bag ourselves another striker. And we'll go on to him in just a second. Josh Clark has gone to Sunderland for up to 400,000, and Liam Scales, the left back. I don't think he's going to get much game time because I think he's around about third or fourth choice. He's gone to West Brom for 650,000, which allowed us some money, and we bring in Wilfred Gnonto for £14 million from Leeds, who just bought him the season before. He only scored 2 goals. I'm hoping he's going to fare a little bit better with us. Can play in cam position, can play up front, can play out on the wings as well, which is going to be pretty useful. And for 19, he's going to be here for the rest of the rebuild. And just looking at them physicals, he looks absolutely fantastic, and probably a player that they would potentially pick up themselves in real life. So for the time being, we've gone with this formation, a slightly little bit off centre. But we've got Gale up front. He's one of our promising young strikers. Bit of potential, reasonably quick, physicals are quite nice. Everything's on the up. He's scored 5 goals for us in 4 games already. So yes, he's doing very, very well for himself. And Gnonto as well is going to come as a shadow striker. We did potentially have him up front, but I felt like we left a little bit too open here. So we put Wilfred back. He's going to be playing as a shadow striker. He's got a goal for us already, so I'm quite happy about that. And Riley, we've got as a DLP in the midfield. So far, so good. We've only lost the 1 game, but we bagged a load of goals in the friendlies. We had a testimonial for Forest against Montreal. We smashed them 7-2, but the league started off with a 6-3 thumping of Ross County, 2-0 over Aberdeen, and then a 6-1 thrashing of St Johnstone as well. And we won in the second round of Viaplay Cup 3-1 against Inverness. We're currently lying second in the table. That's only because we played 3 games. Rangers are 4 points behind us already, having drawn 2 games. I think we've got them next, actually. In the Champions League, we have drawn against Sevilla, Porto and Young Boys. Hoping we'll get out of that group and make a nuisance of ourselves in the competition. And we've drawn St Johnstone in the next round of the Viaplay Cup as well. And Guillaume is top leading goal scorer already with Melon of Dundee. So let's jump into our first season. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can win the domestic treble and, like I said before, make a nuisance in Europe. As expected, we win the league Quite convincingly, actually. 18 points ahead of Rangers. Wow. Only the one loss this season, and that was against Rangers, 3-1. Did we beat them in the return? 2-1 at home. Okay. 122 goals scored. Nearly 50 goals more than Rangers. 29 conceded, which is one of the least with Rangers as well. They seem to have gone toe-to-toe, but obviously not enough wins in the end. And Guillou has got the golden boot. 26 gold with Abada getting 17. Johnston, O'Reilly and Guillou again, best players in the league. Johnston, O'Reilly and Maeda, most assists. McGregor gets 10 yellow cards, but he's not the worst. Joe Hart gets 17 clean sheets this team. We may have to look at another goalkeeper if he decides he wants to go. And player of the match awards, it's all us. I mean, we have dominated this leaderboard. Even though we lost the one game all season, there's a couple of high scores in here. Livingston 5-2, 5 against Kilmarnock and Motherwell. We have a 7-1 thrashing of Livingston. Did we just beat them earlier on? 5-2 and now 7-1. Bet they hate us. And look at this, Ross County 11-1. Wow, a lot of goals. It's no wonder we scored over 100 goals. 5-2 against Hearts, 5-0 against Kilmarnock, 6-2 against Livingston. I bet they're sick to death of seeing us this season. And then that one loss coming in April in the end, just before the normal season finishes, before we go into the championship group where it splits into two. And we kind of dominated that, conceding just the 2 goals in the 5 games, I think it is. St Mirren 0-0. That's a bit of a shocker. The rest of the competitions, again, dominated. The Scottish Cup, we win that, beating Celtic Hearts in the final. Okay, 4-0. Semi-final, we beat St Mirren 5-2, despite drawing 0-0 in the league with them. The Celtic Hearts were 3-2 winners there. Quarterfinals, we beat Rangers. That kind of did it, really. We were all set to win that after beating Rangers. But Celtic Hearts are winning on penalties against Adrianians. And the Viaplay, we win that as well, beating St Mirren 2-1 in the final. The semi-final, we beat Aberdeen 2-0 as St Mirren beat Rangers on penalties after a 4-4 draw. But the Champions League is what we're really looking at. We get knocked out in the group stage. And if we have a look, there we are. Group G, bottom of the group, 4 points. 10 points for Sevilla, Porto and Young Boys. But we beat Sevilla 3-1. And drew with Porto. That means we lost to Young Boys twice, 2-1 each occasion. I mean, they were all pretty close, all the games, just not enough to see us into the next, well, fall into the Europa League even. We kind of got it handed to us this season. But if we have a look at the club coefficients going into Europe, this is where we're hoping to improve. If we have a look, where are we? Oh, there we are, 57th place, 32 points. That's where we're at. So we're hoping to improve and go a bit higher. There's a couple of Turkish teams ahead of us. Real San Sebastian, Marseille. Young Boys are ahead of us as well. Wow, okay. We've got a long way to go, but hopefully we'll improve on that 57th position as a club. But if we look at the country, Scotland, they're in 9th position, 33.65 points. Some way off Belgium in 8th. So hopefully if we tend to do well in Europe, then we will see that rise. And hopefully we'll, well, let's see how far we can get. Can we close the gap on the ones above us? That'll be the question. So let's have a look at our squad wise and who scored all the goals. So look, so Guillou got 31 and 5. That's brilliant in the 42 games he played. 23 and 21 for Maeda, 26-year-old winger, wasn't he? That's phenomenal stuff. Do we really need to change things? Bada, 23 and 14. 22 and 5 for Gnonto. That's pretty decent as well. And he's still got room to grow. And he's only 20 years old. 14 and 5 for McGregor. He's going to be... we're going to have to look to replace him up to £20 million. If we can offload him, get the money in, then we'll bring in a younger version, hopefully. 11 and 10 for Palmer. 9 and 26 assists for Johnston. That is brilliant. 9 and 2 for Home. Matt Riley, 23 assists and 6 goals. That's fantastic stuff from the midfield. Everybody doing their part, that's for sure. 50 goals conceded in 53 for Joe Hart. Joe Hart, is he coming down a bit? I suppose his stats are a little bit. Let's see if there's anything on his progress. They're starting to come down a little bit, but not an awful lot though, because some of them have gone up as well. Just communication and aerial reach has come down. Does that mean he's shrunk? Who knows? So next season, £9.5 million. So the money's gone up a little bit. We've got £83 million in the bank. Is that going to be enough to strengthen our side to have a go at it in Europe again? But saying that, our wages has gone up by nearly £200,000 for the week. Okay, I'm sure we could do something with that. At least bring in 1 or 2 players. Or if we bring in one, he's got to be a pretty good one. So we offloaded some of the players that weren't really getting any game time. We lose Matthew Anderson, part of the B team, I think he was, or under 18s. He's gone to Sunderland for for £2.2 million. So he's gone. We've also let go of Navrocki as well to St. Pauli for £500,000. Joe Hart's gone to West Ham for 175. He's now 37 years old. And we lose another couple of young players as well. Ones that just are not good enough and just not going to get any game time. And quite a few of them gone on loan. This enabled the budget to be a little bit bigger. And for £7 million from Monaco, we bring in Malang Sarr, centre-back, 25 years old, a lot of experience, and to be perfectly honest, he's probably one of the better ones that we have got. Him, Alistair Johnson, who I think is right back, at the moment, and Carter Vickers. I was under the impression he did have a lot of potential, but that seems to have gone down a tad due to our coaches, but even so, he's still pretty good. Very, very quick physically, with passing ability as well. He can play as a ball playing defender. And also for £7 million from Burnley, we bring in Muric, a goalkeeper. He's only 25 years old. Looks pretty good actually. Jumping reach and fitness looks fantastic. Aerial reach, although commanding the area doesn't seem that great, but he's got good one-on-ones and reflexes. Bravery and aggression as well, with good determination. I think he'll be a good fit until somebody comes along that's better. And from Salento for £3.9 million, we bring in a winger. Can play either side, very, very quick. He's played a few games off the bench already. He's not going to overtake Mieda or Abada, I don't think. But he's there if we need him. And like I say, pace and accelerations looks pretty good. Determination is good. Dribbling is fantastic. And first touch also. Tactically, we're going to go with a 4-2-4. If we pick our best 11, it brings up Geu, Gnonto, Abada, Mieda, O'Reilly, McGregor, Johnston, Vickers, Sarr, Taylor and Muric. So the ones that we have signed are in the team, apart from our winger, who I did say that he would be a backup. Once again, results have gone our way as we start the defence of our title yet again. 5-0 win over St Mirren in the first game, 4-1 win over Dundee. Then we played Kilmarnock in the Viaplay Cup second round. We win that 4-0. We draw 1-1 at home, and it needed a 92nd minute equaliser from Guiu to earn us a point in that one. And then the following game we thrashed Livingston, who must absolutely adore us. We beat them 6-0. The Champions League, we have drawn Fenerbahce, Feyenoord, Leipzig, Napoli, Monaco, Sevilla, PSG and Benfica. And hopefully we are going to progress. And at the moment, we're currently lying in second position. 2 points off Rangers, who have won 4-4. They play St Johnstone, Ross County, Hearts and Dundee. And as you can see, they haven't scored that many goals. We've got a massive goal difference already, so I'm expecting 100 plus goals once again. So let's get into our second season. Let's see if we can get any further in Europe. That's the main task for this rebuild. Let's go and cause a nuisance once more. Once again, we win the league again quite comfortably. 10 points the difference this time. We lose the one game, and that was again against Rangers. We beat Rangers in the return as well. 8 draws, 29 wins, a few less wins this time round. Rangers, not that far behind actually, just took a lot of losses. Nonto and Guiu, top goal scorers in the league. Golden Boot goes to Wilfred, which is absolutely fantastic. Exactly what we brought him in to do, and he's just gone ahead and done that. And Guiu as well, most man of the match awards. Mieda and Guiu, most assists. I mean, we are dominating again this league. That's 4 league victories on the bounce now. Competitions, the Scottish Cup, we win once again, beating Rangers 4-2 in the final. Fantastic. And Guiu, top goal scorer in the competition as well. And the Viaplay Cup, who do we play? Aberdeen in the final. We beat them at 2-0. The most important one, the Champions League. Again, we get knocked out in the league phase. Quite convincingly, actually. 7 points. Only 2 points off a qualification 2 wins against Benfica actually, 2-0, and Sveda as well, 3-1. We did draw with Fenerbahce, but we lost to PSG 2-1, which isn't too bad. Monaco 2-0. Napoli 4-1. Leipzig and Feyenoord. We got hammered by Feyenoord. Of all the tough teams, we get hammered by Feyenoord. I can only think of that we've had injuries. But that, again, another disappointing run in Europe. We need to get into the qualifications and get into that next round. That's what we need to do. PSG top of the group with Liverpool, who went on to win it. Real Madrid beating PSG after a 0-0 draw on penalties. Looking at the squad though, Guiu, 36 goals, 18 assists. What an absolute star that young player is. 24 years old. Wilfred, 32 and 8. 68 goals between them, and even more so when you add in the assists. Mieda, 19 and 24 assists. Wow. Abada, 17 and 15. McGregor, he's now 31 but still putting it away. 13 and 6. 10 and 4. Matt Riley, 8 and 13. 5 and 15 for Johnston as well, which is superb. And goalkeeper Muric, 60 goals conceded this time round with 21 clean sheets. There's a few players not getting game time, but we did try to offload them. So again, into next season, we've been given a little bit of more money, nearly £19 million to go and get some decent players. So the question is, do we change this and just have one up front, because we're scoring goals plenty? Maybe we just need to drop one into here, but having 2 up front seems to be working, but not so much in Europe. And that's where really we need to dominate or get better. So before we move on to the transfers, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button if you're enjoying the video, and smash that like button as well. It really does help the channel. And plus, if you subscribe, it's free. It's free to do so. So if you do that, it really does help me out a bunch. So let's get on with the video. So transfers out. We do lose a couple of players just to make up some more of the transfer budget. Yang Hyunjun, he goes to Pamplona for £8.75 million. It's quite a lot of money. I didn't realise how much he was actually worth. But he was only like a 2-star player, and to be honest, he wasn't really getting much game time, and he was out on loan. So we decided to let him go. Iwata, he's gone to Urava. £1.7 million. Stephen Walsh has also gone to Birmingham. He's gone for £1 million. Mikey Johnson's QPR for just over £500,000, and Ben Summers has gone to Queen's Park for £35,000. There's a couple of others that have gone out on a free that are not going to get any game time at all. This gave us a bit more cash, so we could bring in a couple of players, and we bring in media description wonder kid Simeone Profundi. He's going to play as a cam role. As you guess, we are knocking 2 strikers on the head. We're going to drop one back into a cam position. This is purely so we don't leave ourselves open when it comes to European football. We're going to see how it goes. We're still having 2 midfielders. If it still doesn't work, we're going to drop the midfielders back into DM roles and see what happens there. But I'd rather keep it as an attacking force if we can score more goals than the opposition. That's what we're planning to do. But Profundi, he looks absolutely amazing. 19 years old, and he's got these stats. I mean, that's just absolutely amazing. So hopefully he'll help us out a bunch. He did take a knock, hence why he's only played 3 games for us so far, but he scored 2 goals and an assist already. From Boca Juniors for £5 million, we bring in a left back, Marcelo Sarachi. Again, very, very quick physically. Mentally looks really good as well. And plus he can go up and down that line, which is going to be pretty handy for us. And from Independe de Val for just £2 million. We had some money knocking around, so we decided to bring in another goalkeeper. He's actually going to challenge Muric, I think, for the #1 jersey. He looks pretty good. Stamina, balance and agility looks fantastic. Aerial reach, reflexes even better. One-on-ones, I'd say he's probably better than Muric, but again, we'll let them fight it out between themselves for the time being. He played in the World Cup in South America, conceding 11 in 10 games with 3 clean sheets, but he's yet to play for us in this season so far. Profundi is going to be locked in, and Sarachi as well. He's going to be locked in on that left hand side as well. So far so good. We're unbeaten, which is good to see. We started off our league campaign against Hibs with a 3-1 victory. Then we beat Rangers 3-2. Very close. goals are still flying in. The Viaplay second round would be Inverness 6-1. And then we got 2 draws, which I'm not too happy about. But again, Livingston this time didn't get a hammering, so that's rather concerning. And then Aberdeen 2-2. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Nice, Galatasaray, Leipzig, Barcelona, Molde, Monaco, Manchester United and PSV. Third time lucky to try and get out of the first stage league phase. We just need to progress. We're currently lying in third position, 2 draws, 2 wins behind Rangers and St Mirren, who are top. And we've drawn Dunfermline in the Viaplay Cup next round. And are we in the next round of the Scottish Cup yet? We enter the 4th round. Okay. Let's get on to our 3rd season. Let's see if we can do the treble once again with the new formation. But more importantly, can we go a little bit further in Europe? Nobody can say we're inconsistent. We win the league yet again, and it looks as though we have lost a European spot because Rangers are now in the Europa League. I'm sure second spot got us Champions League before, but now it's just the top spot. I'm hoping we are in the Champions League. Let's just have a quick look at the rules. So it doesn't look as though we are directly straight into the Champions League. We get into the Champions League path second qualifying round. That doesn't bode well for us at all. In fact, second place gets you directly to the Europa League, which seems to be a better stance. However, we do win the league by 11 points. The gap seems to be narrowing. But 107 goals, 30 against. We did lose 4 games though. Dundee, Ross County, Hibs and Rangers. Profundi though gets the top goal scorer of Wilfred getting 3rd place with 17. Profundi gets the best player in the league. He also gets the most assists. Matt Riley gets the most player of the match awards, which is pretty good as well. Again, quite dominant though. And Muric gets 16 clean sheets. So we started off pretty well. We were unbeaten right up until the end of October with a couple of big wins. In fact, we had 6 games where we didn't concede a goal. We lost to Rangers and Hibs in quick succession. Then we go on some more wins with a lot of goals. Aberdeen 5-0 thrashing there. St Mirren 5-1. Livingston just out of interest. And we did go back to beating them 5-0, so that's good. I'm sure we played them a 3rd time, did we not? Maybe 2-0. Okay, and then we drew the right earlier on as well, didn't we? There's nothing massively in the results. 5 is probably the most we've scored in a game. But the championship part, we kind of destroyed everybody. Rangers again 3-2 there. Hearts 3-1. 5-2 against Hibs. Yeah, quite dominant really once more. Competition wise, we only make it to the Viaplay Cup semi-final, so we don't retain it. Wow, we lost to Rangers 3-0 at Hampden Park as well. Aberdeen lost to St Mirren, so who won it in the end? Rangers, as you probably would expect. We do win the Scottish Cup though, beating Rangers. We get our own back on them, so that's pretty good. So we've won that 4 on the bounce now. But we do get one further in the Champions League, but it doesn't help us at all, does it really? Because we're into the qualifying rounds, which is very disappointing. So the knockoff player round, we lost to Ajax 4-3 despite winning the second leg 3-1. That's upsetting, but that does mean we did get out the group phase. We finished in 13th position, 4 wins against PSV, Monaco, Molde and Leipzig. Pretty good results. We drew Galatasaray and Nice and lost to Man United and Barcelona. Okay, I can take that. 14 points, 3 off an automatic to round of 16 even. We didn't do too bad in Europe this time round. I think we got a little bit further. I'm just hoping our coefficient when we see at the end of season 5, see how far we've actually increased. It's a lot better, but now we have to jump through hoops. Profundi, 26 goals, 24 assists. That is 50 goal contributions. That's insane, and he's only 20 years old. Wilfred gets 23 and 6, 19 and 2 for Guy as well. At least they're getting some game time and scoring goals, which is good. I don't like to see them drop off drastically. If somebody comes in big for them, then I'll be considering it. Mieda, 16 and 9, 16 and 14 for Riley. Abada, 15 and 12. Sarachi as well, 6 and 7. That's not too bad. It's an improvement. 23 assists there for Johnston on that right hand side. Fantastic. And our goalkeepers How did they do? Ramirez, he played 5 games, conceding 6 with 3 clean sheets. And Muric, 19 clean sheets, 49 conceded in 50. And there's a few players that didn't get any game time. But you know what? That's a massive improvement. Granted, we didn't get the treble again domestically, but we go a little bit further in Europe. Hopefully we can make it to the group stage again. So going into next season, wow, okay, £25 million now we have been given. We've got contracts to sort out, which we need to do to try and keep hold of our better players. And we need to bring in a midfielder. McGregor, 32 years old now, so he will need moving on if we can. If we can get £10 million for him, that'd be quite good. But again, he's still doing the business though, 4 and 6. But 25 million, I think we need to spend our money wisely. At least midfield and possibly, I don't know, maybe another defender maybe or something like that. So to start with some transfers, Muric has gone to Stuttgart for £15 million. It's an offer we just couldn't pass up in the end. And I was looking around at some of the goalkeepers and there were quite a few that were available. So we decided to let him go on this occasion. Kuhn's gone as well to Mainz. He's gone for £8.5 million in the end. I was quite surprised at that. And we lose a couple of other fringe players as well. Which leads us on to some players we managed to grab hold of. £11.5 million for Neto from Benfica's second team. He's already proven his worth in that midfield. 5 games, 2 goals already. And he's slotting in quite nicely. From PSG for £15 million, he was a second string player, centre back, another young player with bags of potential, 22 years old, experienced as well, and very, very strong as well. Very happy to have him here as well. Finally, from Leicester, we bagged their goalkeeper for £23 million. Hermansen. He looks pretty good actually, probably better than Muric was. He's got good reflexes, he can throw the ball, one-on-ones is pretty good as well, he can command the area, his physicals look really good, his composure and his positioning, so I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. And needless to say, our results have gone phenomenally actually. We were in the Champions League qualifiers where we lost to Pogan in the first leg but beat them 5-1 in the second, winning 8-5 over all the 2 legs. Then we played Hajduk Split, we beat them 4-0 and 3-1. Then Partizan Belgrade 2-0 and 3-0, which landed us back in the Champions League once again, of whom we are drawn against Fenerbahce, Napoli, Porto, Barcelona, Young Boys, Lazio, Manchester United and Rennes. I think we're going to give them a good bash this time round. In the league wise, we started off with a fantastic 7-1 drubbing of Ross County, then an 8-1 thrashing of Dundee United. We played the Viaplay Cup second round against Livingston, beating them 3-0. Dundee 2-0, Aberdeen 4-0 and just recently Motherwell 3-0. We've played a lot of games here, which sets us up at top of the table, 5 for 5. 22 goal difference already. That's exactly where I want to be and see. 3 points ahead of our rivals Rangers and St Mirren as well. We have been drawn against Dunfermline in the Viaplay Cup quarterfinals now actually. Still a long way to go in the Champions League. I probably would have preferred the Europa League. However, if we can qualify again, I believe we can reach the last 16 or higher. So let's go and simulate our 4th season and then we'll see how we get on. Well, season 4 has ended and wow, we've just won the league once again for the 4th time on the bounce in this rebuild. We smash everybody. In fact, we're almost 20 points. I think it's 19 points ahead of Rangers, who fall into the Europa League, and Aberdeen and St Mirren into the Conference League. It doesn't look as though we gained any places in Europe, but we only lost the 1 game this season, and that was to Dundee United actually, and I do believe we actually thrashed them earlier on in the season as well. 24 goals conceded with 124 scored. I mean, that's just crazy. With 14 against Dundee actually and 10 against Dundee United, despite the fact they had beaten us. We drew against Rangers and Hearts, but that is I think that is our best return so far, I think, and that could be a record points haul as well. I'm not too sure. The league Profundi with 29 goals. Guiu as well with 21. Profundi, best player in the league, as well as most assists. He gets most player of the match awards. This guy is just a phenomenon. And Hermansen as well, 16 clean sheets, topping the bill together with Balcom of Aberdeen. So we have a very good unbeaten run for quite a while actually. There's that 8-1 thrashing of Aberdeen. 15 goals scored in 2 games. That's just crazy. A 1-1 draw with Hearts though. But we do continue winning without conceding goals. A 6-2 win over Dundee there. Aberdeen 3-1. Not so much fun in December. Not scoring many goals, but we are getting the wins. We do lose that game to Dundee United actually. 30th minute. I'm just guessing we just had an off day in that one, and then after that we just go on a winning spree with just the 1 draw. We beat Rangers 5-0 before drawing 2-2 away from home. A 6-0 win over Dundee, 4-0 over Hearts. Then the last few games in the Championship group, the top half, we beat St Johnstone 4-1, 5-0 against Rangers yet again, Dundee United 5-3, 8-0 against St Mirren, and 4-1 against Aberdeen. We just thrash everybody. I think we just at that point had enough. Let's go and smash everybody. That's a fantastic end to a season. Competition-wise, we do win the Viaplay Cup once more. So the domestic treble, I think, has just been won. We just beat St Mirren in the final 4-0. And the Scottish Cup as well. We beat Rangers 3-1. Brilliant. However, in the Champions League, we only get as far as a knockout round. At least we got out of the group stage again. But we lost 6-2 after taking a 2-0 lead to Barcelona and being thrashed 6-0. That's upsetting. The league phase, we qualified in 19th position with 3 wins over Rennes, Manchester United and Young Boys, drawing to Lazio and Porto, but losing to Barcelona, Napoli, well, thrashed by Napoli and Fenerbahce. 11 points, 5 points off an automatic round of 16. That's where we're aiming towards, but it just seems to be so far off the pace. It really does. The venture winners being Arsenal, 1-0. Wow, okay. Don't see that every day. Our squad, however, 44 goals for Profunde and 26 assists. I mean, that is 70 goal contributions in 51 games. That is absolutely insane. Aguiu gets 32 goals and 3. Nonto, 27 and 8, which is still pretty good. They're still getting goals in games. 26 and 16 for Abada. He's 25 years old. Again, another player that looks totally insane. Mieda as well, 14 and 18. Banda, 13 and 15. Goals and assists are plenty for everybody. I mean, that's just so good. 17 assists for Johnston. 10 assists for Sriracha as well, which is fantastic. And 54 goals conceded for Hermansen with 23 clean sheets. Now, that could be the most so far. But if I have a look at appearances, everybody's getting some game time. Hak Sabanovic coming off the bench with 2 assists. That's brilliant. But again, we're faltering in the Champions League, so I'm not sure what we're going to do there. But to help us next season, though, we have been given £28.5 million. So we're going to have to sort some contracts out. And also, do we need to sell anybody? We shall have a look. So just a couple of players have left us. Hatata has gone to Espanyol for £6 million. We also lose Home. He wasn't getting much game time. He was a little bit miserable. So he's gone to Parma for 2. And a couple of other players as well, like Luis Palma. He's gone to Montpellier for 2.5. He wasn't getting any game time whatsoever. I think he may have had 6 games over the course of a couple of seasons. So for 2.5 million, I'm quite happy to let him go for that, which enabled us to bring in a little bit more money into the kitty. And Hugo Vetlesen comes in on a freebie, would you believe? Very good stats to replace McGregor, really. So him and Neto are going to command that centre midfield and hopefully bolster our team. And finally, from Leverkusen for £35 million, we spent the rest of the budget on Odelin Casono. Centre-back, very strong indeed. A powerful centre-back is the media description. Moves the ball to right foot before attempting to dribble. Avoids using the weaker foot and refrains from taking long shots. And he can bring the ball out of defence, which is probably what you need with a ball-playing defender. And he looks very, very good as well at 26 years old. And he's going to partner Vickers in that central defence. So far, so good. The friendlies, kind of a bit of an experimentation with a couple of positions. We get through that without any injuries, so that was quite good. We did have a Worrell testimonial where we beat Forest 4-1 until before we started our campaign. The Champions League, we had to go off in a playoff round against Varos, and we beat them 9-1 and 4-1 over the 2 legs, so quite pleased with that. The league, we beat Dunfermline 5-1, Dundee 4-0, Hearts 3-2, and Rangers, which is a very good result despite having Abada being sent off and us leading after 20 minutes 2-0. The Champions League, we play Lazio, Stuttgart, we've got Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Sveda, and Newcastle and Real Madrid. Wow, that's going to be tough to get us out of here. I'll be happy if we qualify. My fingers are crossed. We are lying top of the table 4-4. Aberdeen are with us, but they've played a game more and lost 1 game to Kilmarnock, with Rangers not far behind either. We have drawn Dundee United the next round of the Viaplay Cup as well. So let's get into our final season. Let's see if we can cause a little bit of a stir in the Champions League and go a little bit further than a knockout round. I'd like to reach the last 16 if we can. Further would be superb, but with who we've been drawn against, it's going to be an uphill task. Season 5 has just flown by, and we've won the league yet again, and we've gone unbeaten. Are we the Invincibles of Scotland now, do you think? 33 wins, 5 draws, no losses, 121 goals, which is absolutely fantastic. We keep up with scoring over 100 goals. We did concede a bit more than normal, but 33 out of 38 is not too bad. 88 goal difference, 104 points yet again. I think every season we've cracked 100 goals in the league. I'm sure we have. 124 there, 107, 115, 122. I think we have. That is really, really good. In the league, Guillaume Profunde as well. I mean, leading goal scorers. Gia, though, 35 goals in the league this season. Fantastic. Profunde, best player alongside Neto and Gia as well. Abada, 12 assists. And Neto as well. So a joint first there. Profunde gets the most player of the match awards in the season, which doesn't seem a lot, 7. Harmison as well. He gets most clean sheets. I mean, we've kind of dominated everything here. And as you can see, the league as well, we've dominated here also. So the league-wise, let's have a look at any big scores. A 6-0 over Dunfermline, 5-0 over Kilmarnock, 6-0 over Hearts, 2s and 4s, a 6-0 win over Rangers at home. Wow, just what the fans want to see. Aberdeen twice in as many days. Motherwell 5-3, 5-1 against Hearts. Rangers again 3-2, 6-2 against Hibs, and we draw against Aberdeen last game of the season. But that is a pretty phenomenal record we've had there. The rest of the cup competitions, well, we'll get to the Champions League in a minute, but we did finish runners-up. How in God's name has that happened, where we've struggled to get out past the knockouts, and the final season we find ourselves runners-up? But first, let's go through the Viaplay. We get knocked out in the semi-final by Aberdeen on penalties after a 0-0 draw. Disappointing there. They play St Mirren in the final, and it's Aberdeen that go on to win it. Well done to them. The Scottish Cup, however, we beat Hibs 4-1 in the final. The semi-final, we beat Motherwell only just 4-3. Quarter-finals, we beat Dundee United 5-1. Fifth round, 5-2 against Aberdeen. We beat Alloa 3-1 in the fourth. And I don't think we entered it before that, did we? But that's another trophy all the same. So we've won that and the Premiership. So we've at least done the double every single season. In fact, we've won this for the 5 times on the bounce as well. The Champions League, though, let's have a look. We played Barcelona in the final. We only lost 2-1. League phase, we finished 6th, winning 6 games. Sveda 1-0. AC Milan we beat. Inter we beat. Atletico we beat. Stuttgart we hammer. And Lazio as well. I mean, they're pretty decent teams. We did draw with Newcastle. And wow, okay. We got absolutely smashed by Real Madrid, who finished top of the group 8 for 8. That's not surprising. 9 of them goals. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, 9-0 against us. Wow. That's embarrassing. Barcelona, they finished below us actually with 4 wins, 4 draws. The round of 16, that's where we went into, wasn't it? 5-2 against Leverkusen. That's a pretty good result as well. Semi-final, we played Arsenal. 7-4. We won the first leg 4-0. Guillaume, 18 goals. Is that in the competition? He gets leading goal scorer in Europe as well. Semi-final, we played Tottenham and we won that 4-2, winning the second leg 3-0. And Barcelona scraping through Real Madrid, which led us on to the final. Disappointing we didn't go and win it, but I'm just surprised as anybody to get to the final overall. But we'll have to have a look at the coefficient as well. In fact, let's have a look at them now while we're in Europe. So we were 57th last time with 32 points. So we've gone up to 42 and 88 points. And we are just behind Real San Sebastian, who are in 41st. We did reasonably well. We got quite a lot in that last season. If we have a look at the nation, we were 9th originally. Scotland, they've dropped down to 13th, 38.95. So they're gained about 5 points in total, but they're not far behind Switzerland, but they were 9th before. But on a whole, as a club, we've done really, really well. We've climbed 15 places, so that's pretty good. Squad-wise, let's have a quick look. 62 goals by Guillou with 5 assists. What a superstar. 27 years old. His development, let's have a quick look. So development, attributes, and if we go to all time, he has vastly improved. That's incredible. Finishing has improved by 2, and a couple of other attributes like leadership. Wow, that's pretty good as well. 35 and 21 Pafunde. He's only 22 years old. He's only worth £27.5 million. Seriously. Again, if we have a look at his development since we've had him as well, if we do it all time, he's just improving all the time, isn't he? Just determination's gone down a little bit. But apart from that, wow. 21 and 16 for Vetlesen. That's pretty decent as well in midfield in his first season. Abada, 19, 23, 12 and 8 for Mieda, 11 and 18 for Banda, 9 and 20 for Neto. That is pretty decent. Saar gets 13 assists, 17 for Johnston as well. Our Casanu, 7 and 3, not bad going at all. I mean, we've done relatively well. A goalkeeper, however, despite getting 24 clean sheets, he did concede 70. That is a pretty successful season. Just a couple of players not getting any game time, unfortunately. Money-wise, now they're offering £60 million in the transfer budget. Just typical, isn't it? But like always, before we go, we shall have a look at the record, see if we did break anything. Most points in the season, 107. We did break that record. Most league wins in the season was 35. We broke that one as well. Most league goals in the season, 124. Did break highest gate receipts, 1.77 million against Inter. Highest scoring match, 11-3 against Musborough and 11-1 in the league against Ross County. Casanu, who was our highest transfer fee paid. Highest average rating was Guillou, 7.72 in 24-25 season. Johnson gets the most assists in a season, 26, 23-24. Most clean sheets, 24 by Harmison in the last season, so he did break that record in the end as well. And most player man of the match awards, Pafunde, 16 in 26-27 season. Fantastic. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Smash that like button if you did enjoy that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is free to do so. And leave me down in the comments any other suggestions you would like to see a team rebuilt. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.